A legacy of strife. Somalia's turbulent journey. This journey is marked by a series of conflicts and challenges that have shaped the nation's history and its people's lives. Somalia, a nation on the Horn of Africa, boasts a rich history and vibrant culture. Its traditions, music, and art reflect a deep cultural heritage that has been passed down through generations. Sadly, it has been plagued by instability for decades. The impact of this instability is visible in the lives of ordinary Somalis who have faced immense hardships and displacement. This instability has its roots in a complex interplay of factors. Historical grievances, political mismanagement, and external influences have all contributed to the ongoing turmoil. These include a legacy of colonial rule, a history of authoritarianism, and deep-seated clan divisions. The colonial era left behind a fragmented society, which has struggled to find unity and common ground. Since the collapse of the central government in 1991, Somalia has been trapped in a cycle of violence and lawlessness. The power vacuum created by the government's fall led to the rise of warlords and militias. Armed groups, fueled by clan rivalries and ideological agendas, have wreaked havoc on the country. These groups have not only fought against each other, but have also targeted civilians, further deepening the crisis. This has resulted in widespread displacement, human rights abuses, and a breakdown of social order. Families have been torn apart, and communities have been uprooted, leading to a sense of hopelessness among the population, and a devastating humanitarian crisis. The lack of access to basic necessities such as food, clean water, and healthcare has exacerbated the suffering of the Somali people. Despite numerous attempts at peace-building and state-building, Somalia has struggled to achieve lasting stability. Efforts to establish a functioning government and restore order have been met with numerous challenges. The international community has invested heavily in supporting these efforts. Aid organizations and foreign governments have provided financial and logistical support to help rebuild the nation. However, a lack of political will, corruption, and the persistent threat of armed groups have hampered progress. The entrenched interests of various factions have made it difficult to achieve consensus and move forward. The consequences of Somalia's instability extend far beyond its borders. The country's strategic location has made it a focal point for regional and international security concerns. The country has become a haven for terrorist organizations, posing a significant security threat to the region and the world. Groups like Al-Shabaab have exploited the chaos to establish bases and launch attacks. The humanitarian crisis has also spilled over into neighboring countries, straining resources and exacerbating regional instability. The influx of refugees has put pressure on already fragile systems in countries like Kenya and Ethiopia, highlighting the urgent need for a comprehensive solution to Somalia's challenges. Terror in the Horn. Al-Shabaab's reign of violence. This militant group has left an indelible mark on the region, spreading fear and chaos. At the heart of Somalia's instability lies Al-Shabaab, a brutal terrorist organization affiliated with Al-Qaeda. Their influence has grown over the years, making them a formidable force. Al-Shabaab emerged in the early 2000s, capitalizing on the chaos and lawlessness that engulfed the country. The civil war created a power vacuum that they were quick to fill. Their goal is to overthrow the Somali government and establish a strict Islamic state. They envision a society governed by their interpretation of Sharia law. Al-Shabaab has unleashed a wave of terror on Somalia, targeting civilians, government officials, and peacekeepers with impunity. Their attacks are indiscriminate and brutal. They have carried out suicide bombings, assassinations, and kidnappings, instilling fear and disrupting daily life. The constant threat of violence has left the population in a state of perpetual fear. Their reign of terror has had a devastating impact on the country's already fragile peace and security. Many Somalis have been displaced, seeking refuge in camps. The group's influence extends beyond Somalia, posing a significant threat to regional stability. Neighboring countries are also feeling the impact of their violent campaigns. Al-Shabaab has carried out attacks in neighboring Kenya, Uganda, and Djibouti. These attacks have caused significant loss of life and heightened security concerns. These attacks serve as a stark reminder of the group's reach and ambition. They are not confined to Somalia, but have a broader agenda. The international community has recognized the threat posed by Al-Shabaab and has taken steps to counter their influence. Diplomatic efforts and military strategies are being employed. Military interventions, sanctions, and counter-terrorism operations have had some success in weakening the group. However, these efforts require continuous support and coordination. However, Al-Shabaab remains a resilient and dangerous force. Their ability to adapt and regroup makes them a persistent threat that requires ongoing vigilance and action. Divided we fall. Clan rivalries and political instability. Somalia's deep-seated clan divisions have played a significant role in fueling the country's instability. These divisions are not just historical, but are deeply ingrained in the social fabric of Somali society. Clan loyalty often trumps national identity. This allegiance to one's clan over the nation has created a complex web of alliances and rivalries that are difficult to untangle. This has resulted in a fragmented political landscape, where power struggles and competition for resources are common. Political factions often align themselves with specific clans, further deepening the divisions. The absence of a strong central government has exacerbated these divisions, creating a vacuum that armed groups and opportunistic individuals have exploited. These groups often use clan loyalty to gain support and legitimacy. This has made it extremely difficult to establish lasting peace and stability. The ongoing conflict has led to widespread destruction and displacement, making recovery a daunting task. The political process has been marred by corruption, lack of transparency, and a failure to address the root causes of conflict. Corruption has eroded public trust and made it difficult for the government to function effectively. This has led to a lack of trust in government institutions and a sense of disillusionment among the Somali people. Many feel that their voices are not heard and their needs are not met. Despite these challenges, there have been some positive developments in recent years. Community-led initiatives have shown promise in rebuilding trust and fostering cooperation among different clans. A new federal government was established in 2012. This marked a significant step towards greater political stability and offered a glimmer of hope for the future. However, the road ahead is fraught with challenges. However, the government faces immense challenges in asserting its authority, rebuilding trust, and delivering basic services to the Somali people. The success of these efforts will depend on the ability to overcome deep-seated clan divisions and build a more inclusive political system. Section 4. A Nation Adrift. The Somali Humanitarian Crisis. Decades of conflict, instability, and recurring droughts have created a devastating humanitarian crisis in Somalia. Millions of Somalis have been displaced from their homes. They are living in overcrowded camps or seeking refuge in neighboring countries. The humanitarian situation is characterized by widespread food insecurity, malnutrition, disease outbreaks, and a lack of access to basic services such as healthcare, education, and clean water. Children are particularly vulnerable in this crisis. The international community has been providing humanitarian assistance to Somalia for decades. However, the needs are immense, and funding is often insufficient to meet the growing demand. The security situation also poses significant challenges to delivering aid effectively and safely. The Somali humanitarian crisis is a complex and multifaceted problem. It requires a long-term, sustainable solution. Addressing the root causes of conflict, building resilience, and empowering local communities are crucial steps in alleviating suffering and creating a brighter future for the Somali people. Section 5. Mogadishu's uncertain future. Economic impacts of instability. Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, was once a bustling hub of commerce and trade. However, decades of conflict have taken a heavy toll on the city's economy. Businesses have been destroyed, infrastructure has crumbled, and investment has dried up. The lack of security has been a major deterrent to economic growth. Businesses are reluctant to operate in an environment where they are vulnerable to extortion, kidnapping, and violence. This has resulted in high unemployment, poverty, and a lack of opportunities for the city's residents. Despite these challenges, there are signs of resilience and hope in Mogadishu. The city has experienced a period of relative calm in recent years. This has led to a resurgence of economic activity, with new businesses opening and markets bustling with trade. However, the situation remains fragile. The threat of violence is ever present. This underscores the need for continued security sector reform, investment in infrastructure, and job creation to sustain economic growth and improve the lives of Mogadishu's residents.